You can be close and still unheard. The message is delivered. The phone shows it. The person saw it. And still, something does not arrive. You know the strange pain of being surrounded by every possible way to communicate, while feeling more distant than ever. You can send your face, your voice, your location, your jokes, your wounds, your entire day, in seconds, and still, the distance remains. Not the distance measured in miles. The other one. The distance between what you meant and what they understood. The distance between your silence and someone's attention. The distance between needing presence and receiving a reaction. The distance between being seen and being known. In 1969, Michael Collins orbited the moon alone while two men walked below him. For nearly half of every orbit, the moon itself blocked every signal between him and Earth. The Smithsonian records him as losing complete contact with every human being alive, twice an hour for almost a full day. That is one kind of distance, a clean one, measurable, honest. He knew exactly when the silence would end. But yours is stranger. Yours has no horizon, no countdown, no physics to blame. You can be reachable every second and still feel missing. You scroll past 100 faces. None of them reach you. You speak with people you love and walk away wondering if anything actually crossed between you. That is the modern wound, not the absence of contact, the absence of contact that arrives. A humpback whale does not solve distance by shrinking it. It enters the ocean and sings. Not loudly in the way humans understand noise, deeply, patiently, across thousands of miles of cold, black water. The humpback arrived in this world with a larynx no other mammal can copy. A throat tuned to frequencies that travel under ice, through canyons, across ocean floors, and arrive at another whale's body not as sound, but as feeling, as if the ocean itself were turned into a single nerve. Nowhere records that humpbacks cross around 5,000 miles between tropical breeding grounds and colder feeding waters. Some travel from Alaska to Hawaii, about 3,000 miles, in as few as 28 days. A creature the size of a city bus moves through open ocean without a calendar, without a map, without a promise that anything will be waiting on the other side. And still, it moves. Then it sings. Researchers describe humpback songs as structured sequences. Units form phrases, phrases form themes, themes become full songs. Male humpbacks sing sessions that last from 5 minutes to more than 24 hours. Repeating the same composition again and again, like a living instrument tuned to an audience it cannot see. Not because the ocean is small, because the ocean is vast. The humpback was given a voice built for distance, not a voice that complains about distance, a voice that was designed assuming the distance would always be there. What does it know about connection that you forgot? Block 3. The lessons. Lesson 1. The whale does not sing to be heard. It sings to reach through. There is a difference. When you speak to be heard, you are performing for the listener's approval. You measure the value of your words by how quickly they reply, how warmly they reply, whether they reply at all. You turn your voice into a request and your heart into a notification system. The humpback stopped playing that game a long time ago. It sings a frequency that travels. It does not control whether anyone receives it. The ocean is too large. The other whale might be turned away or sleeping or gone. None of that changes what the whale does. It returns to the song. It repeats what is essential. It does not panic because no answer arrives in the first minute. It does not retract the song because the sea did not applaud. You keep waiting for proof that your words landed. You have forgotten that the singing itself is the thing. Lesson 2. The deepest voices do not rush. A humpback song can last longer than your patience, 5 minutes, an hour, more than 24 hours. The same pattern returns, changes, returns again, almost as if the ocean itself is thinking through the animal. That is not random sound, that is shared form. And here is where your life starts to look small. You want immediate proof that you matter. A fast reply, a warm tone, a visible reaction, a small green dot that says someone is there. Blaise Pascal spent much of his short life studying mathematics, faith, and the restlessness of the human mind. He understood that people flee quiet because quiet reveals what distraction hides. In the Pensée, he wrote that the cause of much human misery is the simple fact that a man cannot sit alone in a room. The humpback has no room. It has an ocean. And still, it stays with the song. Lesson 3. Imagine for a moment that you could hear the song of someone you love even when they are on the other side of the world. Not their words, not their voice, just the feeling underneath, just the fact that they are still singing. The whale hears this every day. It has no choice. The ocean forces it to listen to creatures it will never see. And in that forced listening, that surrender to distance, it found something humans are still trying to remember. Connection is not proximity, it is attention. Lesson 4. Your voice is allowed to change. It is not allowed to scatter. Humpback songs do not stay frozen. In the South Pacific, scientists have documented song patterns moving from one population to the next, with each whale carrying small alterations forward. Over a decade, an entire ocean basin will be singing a new version of the same composition. The song changes. But it is still the song. You sometimes cannot carry your own truth from Monday to Friday. You say one thing when you are calm, another when you are lonely, another when you are afraid of losing someone. Your voice becomes a hostage to the room you are standing in. Your identity bends toward whoever is watching. The whale changes without becoming shapeless. The song grows without losing its nature. The signature underneath is still there, no matter which ocean carries it. A shallow identity breaks when the environment changes. A designed identity translates. What part of you survives distance, silence, rejection, and time? Lesson 5. The whale does not sing to everyone. It fills the ocean. Not every creature understands. It sings anyway. You keep confusing reach with connection. They are not the same. A million views is not a conversation. A crowded room is not company. A full inbox is not a friend. The whale knew this before you were born. At some point, the humpback stops being an animal in your mind. It becomes a question. Why would a creature be formed with this kind of voice? Why would the ocean be tuned to hold a song this long, this structured, this strangely patient? Why would distance not erase the song, but give it room to become itself? The whale does not solve distance. It does not pretend distance is not there. It sings through it. There is a difference between someone who claims distance does not matter and someone who builds their entire life around the fact that it does and chooses to reach across it anyway. One is denial. The other is design. NoAA notes that humpback song travels for miles through open ocean, leaving acoustic traces researchers track across entire seasons. Long after the whale has moved on, its song is still moving, still arriving somewhere, still doing the work the whale will never witness. The song is not decoration, it leaves evidence. The whale sings knowing no one listens. It sings anyway. You have been waiting for the distance to disappear, for the other person to arrive, for the silence to end, for the room to fill. The whale arrived in this world long before you. It realized the ocean would never not be huge. So it stopped asking the wrong question. Not, how do I close the distance? But, what song can I sing that travels through it? You do not need more channels. You need a voice with weight. You do not need a louder signal. You need a deeper one. The ocean is not empty. It is listening. If there is design, there is a designer. And if there is a designer, that changes everything. Put down the shallow echoes. Listen to the dark.